Hello and welcome back to a video I just really didn't want to make. Actually, to be honest with you, I haven't wanted to do much recently, and a lot of that is due to just some real life, some real authentic burnout. To be brutally honest with you, I think this is what a lot of people deal with when they have their eyes set so hard on very specific goals they want to achieve. For me, I set a lot of different goals, and because I was forced into actually doing all of those goals, or not necessarily forced, but I forced myself into doing those goals, and created very unhealthy balances in my lifestyle. It led to me really not wanting to do absolutely anything. In this video, I'm going to explore not really how to get through burnout, but just what I've been experiencing and then what I'm doing to embrace this phase of my life where, I want to make sure that I'm still doing what my goals are, but in a much more, careful, methodical way, because I want to make sure that it's sustainable. And I think that's really the number one thing is when you're setting goals, one, don't be setting unrealistic goals with yourself. And just be brutally honest up front, right? It's like there's a difference between fear driving the goals and being fearful of the outcome, and just be aware of that. But then look realistically and say, hey, are these goals actually realistically attainable? Obviously be confident. Oh, we're totally going over there real quick. Obviously be confident in your decisions and what you end up doing. But ultimately, you have to set goals that are attainable, that are real, and that are quantifiable. But it's important to not be tied to the result. And that's what I've been learning recently in my life is there's no expectation. There's no, way to predict the end result, the outcome. All you can do is just put in the reps, and whatever comes from that is what's meant to happen. And so my goals are not to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube or become a millionaire or to do all of these things. My goal is a very attainable goal that I know that will compound on itself. And that goal is just by posting daily. That's my only goal here. Now there's a whole bunch of sub goals with that of, getting higher click-through rates and everything else, but this applies much deeper than just, that aspect of our lives, of YouTube, right? This can apply to many different things. The outcome shouldn't be, I will ask out this person and they will say yes. So that is my goal, for them to say yes. The goal should be, I'm going to ask them out. Or the goal should be, I'm going to practice every day on one thing, and slowly that will compound. Another thing to recognize here is we have zero say, zero control on other people. And when we try to take that control and actually believe that we have it, ultimately it ends up harming not only ourselves, but the people around us as well. And so you have zero control over the outcome. What do you have control over? Your actions. And I think that's the beauty of setting realistic and sustainable goals, is looking at what actions can I take, what things lead to the outcome that I'm hoping for, because it's good to hope, right? Like we can't just ignore, what our end goals are, but just make sure they're tied to the right things. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, we got a little chest. We got to break this. But, when I look at, oh my gosh, we're rich. When I look at the goals in my life, and recently I made a massive adjustment because I was getting burnt out on life in general. Like I quit my work. I stopped doing what I was doing before because I was doing too much. because I was setting unrealistic goals for myself and setting goals that not that I couldn't achieve, because anything is achievable, but I couldn't achieve without risking some part of my soul or my body. And I think that's another thing here is there's this grind mindset that many people are subscribed to. And if you're in it, I respect it. You do your thing. If it brings you the positive in your life, continue doing whatever feels right for you. I just want to preface all of this. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not anybody other than just a normal guy that's experienced life and wants to share my experience with the world in hopes to connect, in hopes to inspire, in hopes to grow with you guys. But regardless, now this is really cool. Check that out. Oh, is that iron? We gotta go get some iron, guys. But with that, I think it's just, we're on this beautiful journey. We gotta be patient with ourselves. We gotta, take the extra moment and take the long route home that, is a little more painful sometimes, or not more painful, but just takes more time, but long-term is sustainable. So don't be unrealistic with yourself. It's like, if you're setting, or somebody in your life has set very unrealistic expectations, it is up to you to determine that and adjust accordingly, because this is your life and this is your future, and it's not somebody else's. They might want it to be theirs if you have an overbearing parent, or somebody that sees you as something that you just don't want to be. Like maybe somebody's pushing you into becoming a doctor when you just want to be an artist. Reality is, it's your life. You have to do what feels right to you. That doesn't mean to throw everything else away and stop learning about, what it takes to become a doctor and going to do that kind of stuff, because you can learn from every single thing you're doing. That's something else I really learned is I went to college. I explored that corporate lifestyle, and I worked in that corporate lifestyle for a good bit. Made decent money. I'm very grateful for that era and time of my life. And I took what I had learned from those classes, from my experiences in the corporate world, and then I said, hey, what does my soul want? I said, hey, what do I want? And I did it. And here we are doing YouTube. We're still really small and everything else. But I applied what I learned in corporate and in college to this. So storytelling, I went to art school for advertising. And so I learned kind of the psychology of marketing and the creative aspects of all of that stuff, art direction, things like that. So I'm able to take that and apply it into my current desires and goals. And so something that was really tedious and oftentimes annoying to me, I knew long term would teach me some amazing things. And I think that's just the realization in the long run that you can get pros out of absolutely everything you're doing. There's always a opportunity for you to learn in a situation, even when you don't feel like it's the best place you're supposed to be in right now. I intentionally chose to step into the corporate world and into the college life because I knew that I would learn some very invaluable lessons. Within that, I also recognized that it's important to choose who you listen to. Everybody, oh my gosh, what is this? Where are we? Everybody has advice. Everybody has something that they think that they can provide to a situation. Everybody wants to feel like they're adding value. And that's amazing, right? Because, people care, and it's really amazing. However, you need to be really conscious of who you're actually taking advice from, who you're choosing to listen to on a regular basis. Because if you're choosing the wrong people or they're giving the wrong advice, you're not going to get what you need out of it. Actually, you're going to get the opposite of what you need. And so just remember that walking into your life is, everybody will give advice. Not everybody will give the best. Not everybody will give what you need. Is this a buried treasure map just for literally what we just found? Oh no. Oh no. We're all right. All right, let's see here. I don't know where we are, but it seems like we have a new goal. Life's beautiful. You need to remember that. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing right now, you have an opportunity to turn it into something beautiful, into something that you can learn from and grow in. And right now it might not feel like it, and the last thing you want to do is do it. You know, the last thing you want to do is the hard stuff, the hard conversations. But by doing the right thing, and you know what the right thing is, by doing the right thing, ultimately growth will come out of that in a much larger fashion than you may think, long term. And these are things that are not even quantifiable in many regards, is this beauty of getting uncomfortable with the expectation to grow. I know that when I'm uncomfortable, in good uncomfortable, right? Like, I'm not saying go do things that like are dangerous to you, right? But I do know that when I do things that my soul says, okay, this is the right thing to do, but it's going to be really uncomfortable for me to do right now, I have to do it because I know I'll grow out of it and I'll become a better version of myself. I'll become a stronger version of myself. And ultimately, you take those lessons and you grow with them. You say, okay, hey, you know, I can actually do this thing. And because I had that difficult conversation now, I can set boundaries better in the future, or I can motivate other people to do amazing things with their lives, or I can inspire my whole class or my whole family or my friends and everything else to do what they're designed to do. So by getting uncomfortable, it leads to confidence, it leads to growth, it leads to everything else. The hard part is consciously choosing to do it, to become the little uncomfortable being that we get to experience as humans. You know, the human experience is really cool because we have emotions and we get to experience those emotions, and those emotions actually guide our decisions. And we're very few, we're one of very few mammals that actually get to experience that phenomenon of, you know, our choices dictate our outcomes. And although we can't control the outcomes and we can't control you know, what we receive out of situations, we still get to experience the choice. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we can't take for granted at all. With that, I have to say, we are making a diamond pick for the first, oh wait, no, we're making an iron pick, which will turn into a diamond pick at some point, because we're going to the races. We're playing in peaceful mode right now. And this is our let's talk world, because that's all we're doing is just talking. We don't need the stress of hardcore. We don't even need the stress of skeletons chasing us or creepers walking in as I'm trying to talk about life. Life should be easy. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it is. Sometimes it's hard. But our perspective shapes the difficulty that we place ourselves in this world. And so I consciously chose to use peaceful in this world because I want to live a peaceful life. And I think you should too. So if you've made it this far into the video, leave a comment. I'm genuinely curious to just hear your voice. I guess I wouldn't really hear that. Hear your words, right? This is a beautiful world we get to live in together. Also, if you made it this far, like and subscribe. I appreciate you for joining along on this journey here of the YouTube worlds, and I look forward to continuing to connect with each and every one of you. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.